Self-care is so important to have, especially as a woman, and my favorite type of at-home self-care is a brow wax and tint. And in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to achieve just that, so stay tuned. So items that you will need is brow mapping string, spoolies, brushes, angle brushes to be exact, mapping paste, alcohol, and of course my brow tint kits. First, I'm going to be starting off with using my brow mapping string, and I get off a good amount before I start. And you guys, I'm starting off with clean brows before I do this process. It's also important to brush your brows in the exact shape that you want them to be before you start. For the first line, it's going to be exactly in the middle between both brows. Second and third line are going to be diagonal. It is important to use the middle line as your guide when creating those diagonal lines. And you're going to do the same process for the top as well. It's also important to make sure that all diagonal lines are crisscrossing on the straight line in the middle. As you can see, the brow shape is already coming along. It's also important to know that to make sure that the diagonal line stops where your arch stops. Also, for this process, it's so important to take your time because in my opinion, brow mapping is the most important step of this whole process. Now it's time to create the two angle lines on where your tail is going to end. And to create this line, you're just going to line it up with the end of your eye and where your tail ends as well. For these two lines that I'm showing you guys, this is where the brow tint is going to stop, and I make sure to line it up where the beginning of my eye is and where my nostril flares out at. For the tails, I usually like to freehand those, but for this video, I did show you guys that you can still use the lines to create your tails. What I do is I use the line that's at the end of the tail and I match it to the line of my arch. And even if the lines aren't perfect, that's okay because we're still going to go in with the brow paste and clean up the lines even more. So this is how my brow outline is looking so far. This was me using my brow mapping string, and now you guys, it's time for me to use the brow mapping paste to clean up the lines even more. So what I'm doing is I'm using one of my angle brushes and I'm just going over the lines that I already created. For me, sometimes I make my tails a little bit too big using the brow mapping string, and so using my brow mapping paste, I can thin out my brows, well, the tail of my brows a lot more. And I can also be more precise with the paste as well. And I also use the paste only for my tails for the most part, but if I feel like the beginning of my brows may need to be fixed a little bit more, I'll use it then. But for the most part, it's just mainly to clean up my tail. Once I am happy with the outline of my brows, now it's time for me to go in and remove the excess lines. To remove the lines that are not needed, I'm going to be using these lip ones and some alcohol, and I'm just going to be scraping off the line. It's kind of like using the alcohol and the lip one as an eraser. If you are super close to the brow outline that you created, please make sure to be careful because you don't want to mess up the lines that you already created, and you don't want to have to go back in with the brow paste and recreate the line again. Here is how they look side by side with one of them cleaned off and the other are not. And I swear you guys, cleaning up the brows makes such a huge difference. This is the final outline of the brows once I completely finished cleaning them up. The brow kits that I'm going to be using today is from my brand called Royal Bliss Beauty, and lately you guys, I have been mixing my tints. So this is the brow lift and tint kit in the color Onyx, and then this is the brow tint only in the color Mocha. I mixed the two together to get this dark brown color. You do not have to do this. You can use the color Onyx or the color Mocha separately. It's totally your choice. To start off the tint process, I'm going to be starting on the bottom, and I'm just applying a tint by using a swiping / tapping motion to apply the tint. And it's important to stay inside of those white lines, you guys. Once I am done filling in the top and the bottom of the brow, I am going to clean it up with another lip one before I start on the other brow. And I am going to be doing the same steps on the other side. Once I complete that side, I'm going in to make sure my tail on the other side is completely filled in before I start filling in the other sections of my brows. To fill in the middle part of my brows, I'm still going to be doing the same process. I start on that bottom line, fill it in, and then I jump to the other side and complete the other side of the brow. Just the middle section only. Once I start getting close to the front of my brows, I don't apply as much brow tint to the brush because we want the front of the brow to have this ombre gradient effect. So although I didn't add any more tint to the brush, I'm going to be brushing upwards instead of outward towards the front just so it can blend in and have that gradient effect. This is how the brows are looking once I completed putting on the tint. For me personally, I do about 8 to 10 minutes. That's because I like my brows to be a little bit darker. If you do not want your brows to be as dark as mine, I suggest doing a shorter time. But while my brows are processing and I got my timer going, I'm going to go back in with these lip ones just to clean up the brow outline a little bit more and just to make sure I didn't get any excess tint outside of the white line. And I forgot to mention, I do have these smaller spoolies and I use them just to further ombre out or blend out the front of my brows because I do not like boxy brows at all. So just to make sure that I don't have boxy brows, I go in with this small spoolie to prevent that from happening. And if you feel like one part of your brow doesn't have enough tint, like me, I thought one of my brows needed a little bit more tint added, and so that's what I'm doing. My timer is still going. The front of my brows don't need to be processed as long as the tail of my brows, so I didn't have a problem with adding it while the timer is still going. Here I am showing you guys again what the brows are looking like once I unbraid the front out again. And then for one last and final time, you don't have to do this, but I unbraid out the front once again. I really like the front of my brows to be as soft and as light as possible, so I go in multiple times just to blend them out. You do not have to do this if you do not want to. I think I did about 10 minutes for this set of brows, but once the timer went off, I wiped off my brows using a dry paper towel. I usually use cotton pads, but I ran out of them, but I would still use a dry cotton pad, and I lightly rub them because I still like mine to process a little bit more even after I've wiped off majority of the tint. Once I got all of the tint off, these are what the brows are looking like, and now I am going to be adding this powder to the outside of my brows, and I use this powder as a barrier between my skin and the wax. I'm going to be using lip ones to wax my brows, and I'm going to put in the description box what wax I use, but I firstly put dots on the outline of my brow, and then I go right back in and I create an actual line. I try to get as close as possible under where I put the brow tint, but not too close to where I may accidentally take off hair that I shouldn't have taken off. Also, when creating the line, make sure that you don't have too much wax on your skin. Make sure that you try to thin out the line as much as possible. Once I am done applying the wax, I'm going to be using this wax strip, and I'm going to apply the wax strip exactly on top of the wax, and I am rubbing the wax strip in the same direction that I apply the wax. It's also important to rub it a couple times before you pull the strip, but when you are pulling the strip, make sure to pull it in the opposite direction of where you applied the wax. And sometimes I still have excess wax on my skin, which is okay, but what I do is the wax strip that I just used, I fold it in half and I just kind of pull off the excess wax. For the top and for the other brow, I'm going to be doing the same exact steps. So make sure to add your dyes and then make sure to create that line, but also please be careful so you won't go too low and actually be on hair that you shouldn't be on. And I don't know why, but I think I forgot to record me doing the other brow, but I did the same exact steps. But after I was done waxing, I used some wax off just so my skin will not be sticky. But this is the final look. I absolutely love how they turned out, and I just love doing a brow tint and wax at home. It's so affordable rather than going to someone else to do it, and it just enhances your natural beauty overall. Like, I love it. I love a good lip liner and gloss with my brows tinted and some lash clusters. Like, it's always a 10 out of 10 for me. You guys, please let me know if this video was a big help to you. If you guys want to see more brow videos, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know also what other videos you would like me to do. Love you. Bye.